Thanks, Herman. Prepare for a total lockdown if COVID-19 cases spike rapidly. That warning from Prime Minister Andrew Holness, even as parliamentarians call for stronger penalties for those who breach quarantine rules. Mr. Holness was speaking in Parliament on Tuesday.
There are other measures that we will have to use. There are other measures to come.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness as Jamaica grapples with an increase in COVID-19 cases. Several countries, including Italy, New Zealand and India, have been totally locked down to deal with the crisis.
If the curve, as we have started to call it, starts to show exponential increase, then we will have to come with other measures, including some of the measures that you have suggested. So I'm saying to members, be prepared. We are going to have increased numbers. The numbers could increase rapidly, and we may have to progress to a total lockdown, but we are not there as yet.
And so he is warning Jamaicans to prepare. In the interim, the public should follow restrictions on gatherings. First, it was 20, but now no more than 10 people at a time should be in a public space. And where they gather, they should be at least 3 feet apart. Opposition spokesman on health, Dr. Maurice Guy, made this observation.
When you were at 20, the proprietors of the businesses and supermarkets and so were adhering to this particular regulation. They had their security guards counting the numbers so they don't run afoul of the law. But lining outside, shoulder to shoulder, neck to neck, back to belly, you have a whole series of people waiting to get into these areas. So at one end you are protecting by social distancing inside the supermarkets and in the place of business. But the lines that you have out there are creating problems.
Supermarkets are generally wide enough spaces to allow persons to be in there without necessarily a gathering, and that is why we have made but not only that, the law, the order still says that the supermarkets must ensure that there is social distancing, and that is what we will be looking to enforce on the supermarket, to make sure that at your register, but this is why we're doing the order, so that the order will be with the police and we will explain these things to them.
For opposition MP Fitz Jackson, there's a possibility that quarantine rules are being ignored, and so he wants stricter penalties.
If I know that this person is quarantined and they're in violation of it, my failing to report it becomes an offense.
What the Ministry of Health has done, and I take the opportunity to commend them, is that those persons that they are aware of and they have placed them in self-quarantine, they do go and visit from time to time to make sure that the quarantine is maintained.
And if not, sanctions will be applied. Meanwhile, opposition MP Peter Bunting made this suggestion.
We need really a planning group who are not involved in this, who can step back. Perhaps you get somebody like Professor Tony Clayton, who we both know has done a lot of policy work. And you get a group of those people who can say, down the road, after we get through this first lockdown thing, what measures can we be working on separately? Not in today's operational executions, but working on initiatives to get us back on our feet post-lockdown.
Andrea Chisholm, TVJ News.